Hi everyone, welcome to Colouring with Kay and thank you for joining me today. So in this video I am going to share my top 10 supplies that I purchased in 2022. So I am going to do a top 10 books that I purchased in 2022 as well. So that will probably be after I've released this video, a few days after I've released this video as well. So yeah, these are the top 10 supplies, my favourite supplies that I've got over the whole course of 2022. So Kitty says hello and let's get started. So how do I remember everything that I've purchased? Well, in my 2022 Creative Companion, basically I have the things that I purchase. This is a bit too bright, maybe. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Right, okay, so the items that I've purchased, and then, you know, my complete pages here. So yeah, in here I basically, oh look, I didn't buy much on December there, smaller list. So yeah, I basically record all the colouring art supplies I purchase over the year in here, as well as, you know, complete pages and video ideas and things like that. So let's get started with this, and maybe I should do it in order of the list that I've got here. So the first thing is, they're not in any particular order, so basically they are what's the word, they, you know, it's not like number one is my most favourite, so I've just chosen them as 10 things. So yeah, the first thing is are these paint brushes, and they're miniature paint brushes. So I really obviously, if you follow my channel, you will know that I really enjoy using metallic watercolour paints, and so getting into tiny spaces to add embellishments and highlights and things like that, you know, in small areas, I need to use a small brush. So I use quite small brushes, and just to tell you that I purchased all of these from Jackson's Art. So I have I think this might be a Jackson's brand, but actually it's not. I don't think it is. It's called Pro Art anyway, and this is a 2-0, and 2-0 is actually one of my favourite brushes to purchase. It's a very, very fine brush, and it works quite well for, you know, details in colouring books. So there's that one, and there's another Pro Art one here. This is a very small one, very, very fine places, 10-0, and they are reasonably priced. So if you're looking for reasonably priced but good quality watercolour brushes that are really, you know, there for miniature colouring or painting, then the Pro Art brand I do recommend. And then I have, this is one of my favourites, this is the Professional Watercolour round brush from Winsor & Newton. I really like this brush, and this one I use for you know, things that aren't as fine, because this is a size 0, so bigger than your 2-0. It's a little bit bigger, and yeah, you do have to look after these quite a lot, so, you know, you've got to be mindful of, you know, when you rinse them. And I'm basically talking to myself here, because originally I was a bit heavy-handed with them, and obviously it is quite a fine brush, so you've got to be careful. And then I tried these out because I've seen some colourists and watercolour artists using the high-end brushes, and this is a silver black velvet. So I've got a size 2 of this. Again, this was purchased as a single from Jackson's Art. Really good brushes. They are more expensive, of course, so this is size 2, and then I also used this Princeton Neptune round, which is a size 2 as well, which I've used a little bit. So those are the miniature brushes, which I highly recommend. I mean, you only need a couple of sizes. I would suggest a 2-0, a 0, and a two would go well and sort of serve you well. So those are the miniature brushes. Right, next on my list is the King Art gel sticks. So these are not readily available actually in the UK, but I managed to find them when I was on holiday in the Lake District. I think they were in Lancaster, yeah, in the TK Maxx in Lancaster, and so I just bought them. I think they were £25, which is really quite a good price for these. So these are gel sticks that give you a more larger range of different colours, I guess. You've got your bright colours, you've got your more muted colours as well, you know, earthy tones there, as well as your gorgeous purples, blues, and then there's some metallics as well, which is great. So yeah, I think they're more readily available, the King Art gel sticks and King Art products in the US. But yeah, these are really good. I mean, there are cheaper versions available on Amazon, but maybe there's quite, you know, the brighter colours, that you won't find as many muted shades like these, you know, for the other ones. I think this one brand called TBC. But yes, the King Art gel sticks are brilliant for backgrounds. Look at me trying to put them back. I should put them to the side. But anyway, yeah, I highly recommend using gel sticks for backgrounds. And these were definitely one of my favourite purchases. Oops. Favourite purchases for 2022. Love the range of colours. You get 48 and they're well worth it. So that's that. Next on my list are the Finetec paints. So these I think I initially saw on Helena, the Colouring Zones channel, and I just fell in love with them because, you know, me and metallic paints, and they have been used a fair amount, especially this first tray. They are absolutely stunning paints, absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to show you the swatch. I didn't have a swatch for the King Art. I actually haven't swatched the King Art gel sticks out for some reason, which I still need to do. But these are the Finetec swatches. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, so all of these, they're absolutely beautiful colours. I love these colours here, you know, the bronzy, coppery gold colours. They're not very common in other sets. So that's what I really like. And I love this twilight colour here. Stunning. So yeah, these weren't cheap, but they are beautiful colours, and I'm really pleased that I purchased these. So the Finetec paints were purchased from Amazon, and yeah, those are another favourite purchase of mine. Okay, I'm just going to put that back on that side actually. Right, next we have the, I've taken them out of the you know, the usual case because they you know, I like them better in a pencil case. So the Artex 126 pencils. You can see some what are these, Holbeins? There's a few Holbeins in here just because I just wanted them in this case because it's a big case, and I wanted some of my pastel pencils in here. But yeah, the Artex ones are the ones with the stickers on, the number stickers. But yeah, this is the 126 set. These pencils work really well. I really like them. They have some absolutely stunning, unique colours. A few colours similar to the colours that you find in Prismacolors. They're a mid-range pencil in terms of price, in my view. So they're not cheap either. I wouldn't call them cheap pencils, but they are definitely worth the money. And then these are the colours that I think are just so unique. There's some, we've got Cadet Blue, and this one here, one of my favourite colours, Pigeon Blue. It's just sounds so nice as well, Pigeon Blue, and it is actually so true to the pigeon blue colour. So yeah, these are some lovely colours. I would have liked some more greys, grey tones, but yeah, they are beautiful pencils, the Artex, and you get 3 neon ones, and I know many people don't use the neon ones, but I think they're quite useful to just add, you know, a splash of something, you know, quite, you know, bright. I do use them, not very often, not as often as I use, you know, the usual colours, but I do use them. So yeah, they are lovely pencils, and I am sort of, over the next few months, I'm going to try to record which pencils work best in, you know, the common colouring books like Johanna Basford's, Lulu Mayo, and I'm sort of trying to write down which pencils work best, because that's really useful for me, but also a couple of you have asked whether I could do that, so I will do a video on it in a few months' time when I've got some information recorded on which pencils work best in some, you know, favourite colouring books, common colouring books that we have. Yeah, so that's the Artex pencils. Definitely, in my view, they are wonderful pencils. Next, Castle Art Metallics. So the Artex ones, by the way, were from Amazon, and these Castle Art, again, were from Amazon. Now, these Castle Art metallic pencils are not massively, in fact, sorry, you know what, if I was better organised, well, I am organised, but, you know, I forgot to show you the Artex 126 pencils swatch. So this is the Artex 126 pencils, the ones that I've just shown you, their colours, so you can have a quick little look. I mean, look at that light aqua, that reminds me of a colour in Prismacolor, and then lavender there is beautiful, because I heard that the Prismacolors, I think the lavender and the lilac, then they're discontinuing, which is really, it's such a shame. I think it's because they can't get the pigments anymore, but yeah, they were 2 of my favourite colours actually. So yeah, there you go, that's the Artex 126. And then we have, this is my next favourite purchase supplies of 2022. So the metallic pencils. Now they're not massively metallic. They're not as metallic as you would get from a pen, you know, like a metallic gel pen or a metallic marker. But the thing with these is you've got the gorgeous colours, the shades of colours, which are quite unique. So when you want to add something different to your colouring book page that's not just coloured pencil, you know, your standard coloured pencil, then this gives you something else to play with. And you know, I would typically use these, say, with coloured pencils on, you know, like steampunk designs. You know, in Rooms of Wonder you've got some steampunk pictures, so I'd use them on there. I'd use them for metallic features, because I think they're still really nice, really unique colours that you don't really get in other standard pencil sets. And keep your eye out on Amazon, because they do go down in price, and you can get them for a good price, you know, with a discount on Amazon. And I like that they come in the little case as well. So that's Castle Arts Metallic. Okay, next on our list is this metallic paints from Etsy. So this is from Renaissance Colours. It's the Colour Shift Countdown to Christmas, and I first saw this on Reading with Pugs channel, who I've watched for a very long time. I really enjoy her channel. And yeah, this is the quarter pan, I think it's a quarter pan set. Yeah, the quarter pan set. Very expensive, but they are worth it. I have to say they are worth it, in my view anyway. I mean, look at how sparkly the colours are, and you've got these colours at the bottom. These 5 here are how could I say it, a bit iridescent, so I use those for putting on top of coloured pencil or marker. So they're just like an overlay colour to me. You know, when you want to add sort of an iridescent shimmer. Now they remind me of the opal colours. Now they come out more on black, so you can see them more opaque on black, but on white they're less opaque. In fact, have I not done a swatch? Oh, I have done a swatch in my other book. Let me show you on white paper, because then you might get a better view better indication. So this is them. I mean, how sparkly are them? Yeah, they are stunningly sparkly. You know, stunning. And then these are the ones that are a bit more iridescent. They remind me of the opal colours, the Gansai Tambi opal colours, which are much cheaper. So if you wanted an alternative to these, then I'd suggest the Gansai Tambi opal colours, which you should be able to purchase on Amazon. Or if you type into Google Gansai Tambi opal colour set, watercolour set, then it should come up. But yeah, these are rather sparkly compared to those. So these have got more intensity, but the other ones are still rather good. So yeah, these are definitely my favourites. I did think a lot about them. The only thing I'd say is the Art Spirits glitter paints are the best that I've ever come across, and these are probably the best metallics from Renaissance Colours. So if you were to ask me what are your favourite paints from Etsy, it would be the glitter paints from the Art Spirits and the metallic paints from Renaissance Colours. It just has to be, because I've finally come to that conclusion now after all this time. So yeah, definitely favourite purchase. The only thing about these is, you know, the not the actual paints themselves, but the, what do you call them, the magnets at the bottom, they detach from the actual pan. Like you can see, this one's moving, so I just use like a glue dot to stick them down again. But anyway, that's that. Okay, next, the Stabilo 3-in-1 woodies. Now these are similar to the Neocolour ones, and they're these big fat crayons that you can see. Now what I like about these is they're chunky, and they're just lovely to use. They're chunky and they lay down really well, and they dissolve with the water very well as well. And I got this pastel set just to add as a selection to my Neocolours, because they're similar to Neocolours. I just decided to get the pastel set as an addition and additional colours. And then I saw that these, later on, a few months down the line, these Stabilo 10 standard colours were reduced quite a lot, so on Amazon, and then I purchased those as well. So these are really nice for backgrounds. Now they are rather big, as you can tell, so it's hard to get into tinier spaces and, you know, avoid the image. So I would use a Caran d'Ache board, and then, or any board really, put this down on the rough surface and pick up the pigment with my water brush pen, just to get in the smaller areas. So that would be another way to use them, rather than directly onto the paper on the page. So that's that. Next one, I think we're on number 8 now, Art Spirits glitter paints. So these were so kindly gifted to me. I ordered some paints from the Art Spirits this year, and she was so kind, and you know, asked me what my favourites were, and she gave me these for free, and these are full pan paints, and I'm just so grateful. Rebecca is so generous and so kind, and her paints are absolutely stunning. So these glitter paints here are my favourites. That one is from the Ocean set, which I've forgotten the name of. That one's the Mirror Dust, and that one's the Rainbow Dust. And then these silvers are my favourite silvers, the True Silver and the Tin Man. You can see a swatch of them, I hope you can anyway, on this lid. And then I love this iridescent colour here, which is called the Violet Iridescence. So yeah, they are definitely another favourite of mine. So that's that one. Okay, next is, so they were from Etsy, from the Art Spirits. And then I have my Neocolour ones. So on books that we can't really use a lot of watercolour, these were mainly purchased for that reason really, to use the Neocolour ones and then use, say, a Derwent blender pen, or you know, a liquid blender to actually blend the colours on the paper. and you don't have to use water. So these are the Neocolour ones, which are non-water soluble, and so I purchased these, and yeah, they are really good for that, really useful for that, and I'm glad I purchased them. They are wax based, they are significantly more pigmented than, say, your crayons from Crayola. Obviously they're much more expensive as well, but you could do the same thing with the Crayola crayons in terms of using a Derwent blender pen. But yeah, these are one of my favourite supplies, and that's the swatch chart. So enough colours, I think, to do a good background with. So that's the Neocolour 1 crayons. And then finally, over the years, I have been collecting, buying open stock Albrecht Dura pencils. Well, that's the wrong side, so it's this side. So over the years I have been buying them every now and again. I've been getting them from like Jackson's Art and other places, and I have completed my set. There's spaces here because I haven't put my last new pencils in here, you know, the ones to complete my collection, because I haven't done a haul video yet, so I wanted to put them in afterwards. But I now have the full set. These Albrecht Dura pencils are beautiful pencils. They follow the same colours, of course, as the Polychromos. The browns in the Polychromos are my favourite browns, and ochre colours, they're my favourites. And so to have them in the watercolour version is really good. But yeah, these are definitely my final favourite purchase of 2022, is that I finally got a full set of the Albrecht Dura. I do have other watercolour pencils as well, but these are definitely well worth the money, and one of my favourites. So yeah, that's it. That's my 10 favourite supplies, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and you know, let me know what your favourite supply was that you purchased in 2022, if you remember. You might not write it down, it's just that I've got a channel, so I write it down because it's always useful for me for video purposes, but it's nice anyway to do that as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time guys, take care, happy colouring, bye.